Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Nyx Marikuma. Welcome to part 3 of our Libra's May monthly reading. Okay, part 1 we talked about what you guys are bringing in energy-wise. Part 2 is what this month is going to be for you, like the theme of it. And part 3 we're going to be getting into what you are pursuing, what you're overcoming, what you are accomplishing, and excuse me, I got hiccups and much, much more. But before we get into that, let's get the introduction out of the way. All right, and I promise y'all, I'm not gonna make it a 6, 7 minute long thing. I'm going to try to shorten it up a bit. You know what I mean? So, for you guys that don't know what Marikuma Healing is, hi, I'm the owner, Nyx Marikuma. And for Marikuma Healing, we talk about healing our mind, body, soul, and heart. We talk about mental health and emotional health and physical well being and what's good for our spirit, what's good for our core, right? Not going over there and feeding into bullshit or being around people who are toxic and manipulative and bad, how to handle complex feelings and emotions, how to love ourselves so we can be able to love others and accept love back, okay? Because, like, here's the thing, everybody has gone through some like major shit, okay? A lot of us have gone through trauma and abuse and neglect. Some of it's been physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, psychological abuse, sexual abuse, and more, right? There's different types of abuse and toxic things that can happen to us, situations, people, and things. And I talk about how to handle that. I talk about that it's okay to start over if you are going to a shelter or if you're going with a friend to start things up again until you find yourself once more. It's okay, you know? And I think in a world that we're living in, they make you feel so shitty. They're like, oh, well, you should have known not to be with this person. You should have been smarter. Um, you're just being dramatic. You know what I mean? You're going over there playing the victim. And I'm like, the only people I see playing the victim is the fucking abusers. You know what I mean? Especially when you're dealing with shit like that. The abusers are the one like, oh my god, they don't talk to me anymore. Oh my god, they said that I'm this, that, and the third, but I was never that way. And these dumbass bitches are out here doing God knows what. Like, don't pee on my leg and tell me that it's raining. Someplace stupid. You know what you did. You know what I mean? But instead of running back or feeling guilty, I teach you guys how to feel confident and love yourself and move past, okay? You are not your abuser. Your abuser is not you. You are not tied or tethered to them. And life can really affect our mind, emotions, body, and soul. Abuse is one of those things that it can attack, you know what I mean? Life gets heavy with work, stress with finance and all that. That can also go over there and add a lot of problems. Believing in yourself, loving yourself, and knowing that you got this and that you are worthy and deserving of all good things, that's what my business is all about. We also do witchy shit, okay? And it's been a fucking time since I've been doing my witchy vids. I know, I know. We're gonna get into it, bitches. We are. My queens, kings, and royals in betweens, I swear. But we're getting this May reading out of the way. Okay, so I do witchy vids about witchcraft, magic, spells, what, okay? I show you guys some of the things that I've learned and what I've been reading on and trials and errors because again, I'm a solitary witch. And the politest way I can say that for myself is that through trials and errors I've learned what to do and what not to do and kind of how to think outside the box. Um where I'm at and how I have to do things, it's just kind of like you do what you gotta do and you make with what you have, okay? Because there is no stores with like Wiccan or paganism or things of that nature. Like there's no metaphysical store nearby, and to go to one is kind of sketchy because it's just kind of like it's like doing it in secret. That's the best way I can explain it. I'm in those places where it's known, but it's not welcome. You are not welcomed into the craft where I'm at. It's just kind of like, you know, oh my God, just warning out the evils. Somebody get the holy oil and the holy water. We got demons. We got demons and witchcraft and all that crap. And I'm just like, a lot of us are out here doing all that shit? We're just out here doing our thing and vibing with the trees and the bees and the huckleberries. I don't know. And the Big Rock Candy Mountain, you know? But anywho, you know what I mean. I do card readings with playing cards because I do not have tarot. I don't have access to them, but I have access to these. And they're really good if you guys are like wanting to learn how to read, but don't want people to know that you're trying to read cards. Playing cards are your ones. They're incognito. You can try different stuff. It's good. Anywho, I also read palms, personality wise, and I do counseling and advice. All of those are in the description below these videos. I am not a certified counselor, but I've counseled a lot of people on my business has been running for now 3 years and 2 years for you too. Now, without further ado, and the introduction's out of the way, let's get started on part 3 of Libra's monthly May reading. Shall we? We shall. Now, you guys are pursuing resentment and a turning point, and I think when it comes to resentment, I think you guys are learning to let go. Okay? Because I just like, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys because me, I feel like if I'm somebody who's supposed to help y'all, right? Like I'm supposed to be like, oh guys, I'm into spirituality, what, and I'm here to help you heal and learn how to be the best version of yourself. I'm not speaking out of my ass when I say that. I really do mean that that's what I want with my videos, my business for you. There are a lot of bitches that I personally resent. Okay, I have like 4 or 5 of them that I really can't stand. And if they were to get hit by a truck, I would be happy. You, I'm not. Now, some of y'all gonna look at me and be like, don't you think that's kind of unhinged? That's kind of like aggressive. I'm like, no, it's me being honest. We're not gonna get anywhere if we lie to each other. You're not gonna get any help if I'm just out here giving you rainbows and unicorns. Life is, I wish it was rainbows and unicorns. It's not always that way. You have the right to not like somebody. You don't have the right to hold on to it. I don't like this specific person. And I'm working on not holding on to my anger. I have the right to be pissed off. I have the right to not like them. And I have the right to think of them as less than dirt. That's my right. I have that. What I don't have is the right to hold on to it. Okay? I want you to think this is like a tank top. I want you to think that this, yeah, is barbed wires. Okay, this is my emotion, and I'm wrapping this barbed wire around my arm, and I'm not letting go. I'm holding on to it. That is your resentment. The barbed wires around your arm is closing in and digging itself inside your skin, and you're holding onto this resentment and rage. You have the right to have it. You don't have the right to hold on to it. You have to learn how to let it go. How do I do that? They hurt me, they traumatized me, they put me through hell. I don't you have to see them for what they are. Okay? As you guys know, I have siblings. And I'm pretty sure my sister's gonna be seeing this video, so oh, what's good, what's good? And my brother as well, because like I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. I'm the oldest, obviously. And yeah, I'm talking about the second one, not me, but the other one, right? The one next to me. And she was like, you have to be able to see people as they are. And I was like, what do you mean by that? People are not what you want them to be. Okay. I have to see the people that I don't like as who they are. Okay. They did what they did because some of them think that they did the right thing and that they had, the privilege of doing it and that it didn't really matter because it just justifying the means. Sure, I backstabbed you and I treated you like shit, but that's because I'm traumatized and that's because I want this and that's because I don't really care and I don't see the problem with it. Some people don't see the problem with the actions they did to you. Some people don't know that they hurt you that way. Some people don't care. So when I say see them as they are, see them for who they are. Okay? See them as people who are flawed, who either care, don't care, or didn't see a problem. And learn how to feel your pain and then be able to move past it. Like I'm still hurt, but I'm not going to let that get in my way. Now, this is also going to tie into forgiveness. I am not one of those healers and teachers and guides and spiritual practitioners or what that's going to be like, guys, you're going to have to. I know I pull out the southern accent, but like I'm from Texas, okay? And when I do it in like a really heavy way, I'm being silly, but I'm also being serious. You know what I mean? Because I want you guys to be able to like breathe when you're listening to us. Because we talk about heavy shit. Okay, so I try to make it a little bit more digestible for y'all. But I ain't gonna come over there and tell you to hold hands and sing kumbaya and kiss and hug each other. I'm just gonna tell you this. You don't have to forgive anybody. Like, here's the thing. I know some people in my life that I love. Unconditionally, I love them. But I do not forgive them for certain actions they did to me. Okay? Because I'm like, listen, you don't deserve my forgiveness because you broke me. You broke me down, and I had to pick my pieces up on my own and build myself up again. And you never really, you waited way too long to apologize. That doesn't mean that I hate you, but I don't forgive you. Okay? You don't have to hate somebody and not forgive them. You can, but you can still love somebody and not forgive them and still have them in your life because you accept that this is their weakness. Okay? I accept this is who you are and I understand that you're changing, that you're not that person anymore. But that action is something that hurt me and I can't give you grace for it. There's some things I can forgive and be like, you know what? I forgive you, but I don't want you in my life. Forgiveness does not, like, this is what real forgiveness is, okay? Real forgiveness is this. Whatever action you did against me that hurt me, that traumatized me, that put me in a way that I was like, you know what? Fuck this bitch. I don't need you. And I'm able to learn to let it go and it doesn't affect me anymore, that is forgiving. I forgive you for that action you did to me because it no longer affects me, it no longer hurts me. Okay? But if it still hurts you and it still affects you, and you're still like, oh yeah, I forgive them, you don't forgive them. You say you forgive them, but that's not real forgiveness. You hear me? That's not real forgiveness. It's not. I'm sorry, honey, it's not. Forgiving is to let go and not have it to be bothering you. Okay? You also have to understand that your anger is like this. Your anger is your defense, okay? So when you're angry about something, it's because something is bothering you and because you were not treated right. There's a piece of you like, they were disrespectful. They didn't treat you fairly. I'm pissed off about this. Listen to your emotions. Feel your emotions. Let it go. It's easier said than done, but it's got to be done. Because if you hold on to resentments and you hold on to that pain, it's going to get in your way of your blessing. And you may unknowingly at some point in time hurt somebody else. So I'm happy that you guys are pursuing on letting go. Because I really don't see you, Libra, being like, oh yeah, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to hold on to this rage and this anger because baby, is that good for your heart? Is it good for your mind, baby? It's not good. Hold it. Feel it. Let go. Eventually, I promise you'll be able to not have it so heavy. It will still be there, but you're not going to let it consume your life. All right. Now, I'm really happy to say that you guys are overcoming this. Okay. So, Libra, whether you are born under the zodiac sign, whether you have it in your birth charts, whether you have the Libra duality divine spirit, okay, you guys are standing on business. Okay, you're gonna say what you want to say and do what you want to do. We're not BSing. We're not bologna sandwiching. Oh wait, we're not gonna go over there and be like, oh well, I gotta make everybody happy. Listen, no. Rebelling and fighting for a cause. Standing on business and fighting for what you believe in. Okay? We're not about to patty cake around. We say what we said, we mean it. Okay? We are going to do the things that make us happy, obviously, but we're doing the things that we believe in, the things that we are for. Okay? It's about damn time I'm happy for you guys. Okay, some of y'all's reading is okay, but you guys have to go through some hurdles before you guys get that like, blessing. It's some lessons on the way, but for so much so far, it's okay. Anywho, your major accomplishment is seeing things for what they are, okay? If it looks like a dog, and it walks like a dog, and it sounds like a dog, it is not a fish. It is not a chocolate bar. It is a dog, okay? So be able to see things for what they can be, what they will become, and what they are, okay? Do not see things in rose quartz eyes. See things with clear vision. Because when you see things in rose quartz eyes, you don't see the flaws. You do not see the problems and the what's, okay? You see, all the red flags with pink lenses just look like regular flags. All the warning signs just look like signs. So when you see it with this clear vision, you see the signs, you see the flags, and you ask yourself, is this something I can handle or is this something that's going to be too much? Okay? So I'm happy that you guys are going to be letting go of resentment. Please do not pursue it. Learn to let it go, learn to understand where it's coming from, learn how to see people, situations, and things as they are. Okay? Some people are going to try to go over there and drag you into some bullshit and be like, well, some shit is not worth your time. And I say this with love. I say this with love and respect. I never want to go over there and be like, oh man, I'm gonna have to do this sign. Or like, wow, you guys are so dramatic. Not doing that. Obviously, I'm being dramatic with the silly voices and what, but that's just part of my charm. You guys will get along with it. It makes it entertaining. But yeah, like I was saying, you guys are gonna let go of resentment. You guys are gonna be able to go with what you believe in. When you go with what you believe in, keep a little bit of room for open mindedness, okay? It is okay to stand on business and believe what you believe, but leave a little room for being open minded because we're living in a world of evolution. People change, okay? Understand that the same person that you don't like has different versions per person, okay? Like, I know somebody who has like six different versions. For me, this person is complex, but they do their best. For others, this person is a terror and a menace to society. Another person is like this loving, kind, down to earth, nurturing person that can do little to no wrong. And yeah, they mess up, but they're human and they love them very much. Same person, different variety, different version of the story because different people experience you in different ways. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really happy that you guys are going to be seeing things more clearly. Now, before we get into the end of it, we're going to try to get into what you guys are avoiding. You guys are avoiding new relationships, new friendship, and romance. Why? Because you guys are also like, here's the thing, you're embracing togetherness. We're going to be with people that we celebrate, that celebrate us, that we enjoy being around, that make us happy, that don't stress us out, that don't put us on unnecessary drama, like, oh my god, this person did this, or whose side are you on, or did it like, we're not about to deal with that. We're not about to deal with unnecessary jazz. Like, girl boo with that attitude. You know what I mean? I know that's an old phrase, but still, we're going to be people who love to be around us and we love to be around them and they bring us peace. And I get that you may not want to have new relationships, like new friendships and things, but you can still be with people and you can still, like, if you want to connect with others, just be with people that you enjoy being around and just kind of network a little bit. We're going to get into more of that in part four of Libra's May monthly reading. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. If you are seeing me on YouTube, follow and subscribe. Okay, leave a comment. I like you guys leaving me comments. I do, whether you're doing it on Insta or TikTok or Facebook or like, YouTube. I like your comments. I do. They find, like, for me, they're very, like, oh, okay, I'm getting somewhere. Okay, leave them. Say hi. I'll say hi back. What's good and what's good, right? Anyways, as always, slay the day, be happy, and be gay. And stay tuned for part four. Thank you guys for your love and support. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. Save the video for later. Spread the word. Appreciate it. All right, bye.